He said he'd never sell his Bitcoin. Then he dumped it at 77,000 and lied about it.
You know what's causing this is basically Michael Saylor selling, right? People are like wondering, well, you said it won't get to the 60s again. I had drawn, right, this 58 to 60K area. We got delayed by a month because of the war. And I thought we would stop here, bounce off here, or maybe even in the 60s, right? Maybe even at this 66K area. Now we've come down to what, 61. We're retesting the double lows, almost the double low. So this is a scenario that everyone has in mind, right? Basically bear flag, here's the flagpole, here's the flag, and then boom, right? Another drop down to 40s or something, below 50 into the 40s or something. Now, I've always been saying I'm not in that camp, right? Even as of this moment. As I said yesterday, this is when Michael Saylor decided to sell Bitcoin. He sold it at 77. He sold it back here somewhere when it was at 77, but he told everyone he sold at 72K. When Bitcoin is at 72K, he said, I've sold some Bitcoin, right? 32 Bitcoin. This is a big deal because people say that, oh, it doesn't matter. It was tiny sell. But you thought this guy would never sell. And now once you sell, it means he can continue selling, right? It means something you thought was for certain is now never going to be certain again. It's now he could sell at any time. And we can see how much of an impact it has had on the market, right? He sold at 77, which was around here, 77.3, yep. Then he told the market he sold when it was at 72, at here. He told the market and it just gone boom, 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 boom. The reason why Michael Saylor was selling was because of this thing called STRC. It's their perpetual preferred stock. They basically sell this preferred stock at $100 par, and you can see this peg, sometimes it just crashes. This peg can't hold a lot of the time, right? When this peg can't hold, then Michael Saylor has to sell some Bitcoin to raise money for the dividends. And he needs to pay for about $1.5 billion in dividends, right? Every year. I covered a lot of this yesterday, but you can see he's in another panic mode, right? And this is part of the reason why he sells. It's for people who say Saylor didn't cause this crash because he only sold a little bit. How do you explain this? He announced at 72.5K. 72.5K, he announced this, and I don't know any other way you could explain this drop, right? And this is where 72, we're now 10K down. He announced here. He sold here, 77. He sold here. Some people on chain saw him selling. Some people can see it on chain. When he sold, people sold. Then when he announced he sold, the public got the message late, and then boom, right? Okay, here, look at this. This blue line, we've just touched it. We've finally touched the blue line at 61K. What is this blue line, right? This blue line is the 200-week moving average. We've finally touched the blue line, the 200-week moving average. Bitcoin's only been around, like this chart's only been around for since 2010, right? We could only start to draw a 200-week. That's about almost 4 years. We could only draw a 200-week moving average in 2013, and it, right? 2014, bear market bottom. 2018, bear market bottom. COVID crash bottom. 2022, bear market bottom. It went through for a lot longer in terms of timing, but once it dropped through price to 17K, price only went 2K lower 6 months later and bottomed and went up, right? So this in this period, price didn't go that much lower. It was only 2K lower. I was never pro Michael Saylor. I never saw him as some sort of hero. My comments on him has always been quite negative. I said this guy got sued by the SEC before, and he had to settle for lying to the SEC and misreporting on some earnings during the .com bubble, right? I never trusted this guy. Find me one video, one tweet, anything I've written in my Discord where I said I like this Michael Saylor guy. I always said this guy's dodgy.
Pablo thinks this is the bottom, but he's not showing his exact entry, his leverage, or the price that proves him wrong out here. That's inside the community. If Bitcoin really has bottomed, you'll want to see where he's actually buying. Links in the description and pinned in the comments.